Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Akai coming to you with another one. And I'm going to tell you guys, I got something real interesting to talk about today briefly. But if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It only takes a minute just to make sure that you get the videos. And definitely like the videos. Definitely like the videos because it makes sure that other people that have not gotten to content like this, that gives them an opportunity to actually get to that content. Okay? So, at any rate, son, the difference between a son and son mother. You saw the title of the video, the dynamics of some mother and son relationships. Okay? So let's be clear. Some mother and son relationships. Okay? So I don't want to, there doesn't need to be a trigger warning here. Okay? So at any rate, okay, we all know what a son is. Okay? I'm a son. I have a mother. There's a lot of sons out there that are on YouTube right now watching videos. We know what a son is, okay, and that we are close to our mothers, hopefully, but sometimes there are situations and circumstances where there wasn't a father in the home. And some mothers, listen to my language, some mothers are looking to their son to be like a son husband. There's no physical, sexual, or anything like that, but he's more like a son husband. She wants him to be in charge. Okay, so you have some mothers that do that when them and the father split up, or they were never really together, and they want to, the mother wants to feel secure. Okay, what is a son supposed to do? A son is supposed to look after his mother, yes. I'm looking after my mother, making sure, checking on her, making sure that she's okay. But here's the difference. My parents were married, and so I grew up in a household where both my parents were there. So that husband stuff, as far as going overboard or whatever, and appearing to be more like a husband, that is actually, that happens when the mother does not make the roles clear. There have been some places in the hood, so to speak, in certain cities where the mother knows that the son is dealing drugs, but like she would of a husband, she's like, well, at least he bringing money in. Shoot, I need help. Well, that's a woman that's in the hood that's looking at her son as a son husband. She knows that's not her husband and that's her son, but she's in a bad situation, and so she feels like sacrificing her son is what she should do. Just like a woman, some women would, well, most women would say, hey, you need a job. You need to do this. You need to do that. So I really want to explain son husband. Also, with son husband, he doesn't like it when mom, if there is that type of relationship, he doesn't like it when mom is trying to date. He might be 15, 16, or 17 years old, and he's like, nah, he might be 14, 15, and like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like him, whatever. And she like, mind your own business. He like, no, mom, for real. I don't, and really he shouldn't have nothing to say about that. That's not his business. Like women say, stay in a child's place. So you have to make sure that when you're raising a child that you make it known who is the mother and who is the son, who is the parent and who is the child. It shouldn't be any crossing that line, so to speak. And lastly, there was one story that I had come across where the mother had a boyfriend. He didn't live with her. He had a nice house, lived someplace else, and the 15-year-old son ended up coming across her text messages like you would, like couples check each other's messages. He was doing his mother like that. I've never checked my mother's phone. That's not my business. She don't check. She never checked. I never stopped by her house and she's checked my phone. That don't make any sense because we're not a couple. And so he realized that his mom was saying some sexual stuff, and he got mad and he called the uncle and another cousin, and guess what they did? They went over to that poor man's house and murdered him. And that son got 40 years in prison. And his uncle got a whole lot of years in prison, and his cousin too, because that was just blatant. That just made no sense. Okay? So that's all I really have today. And once again, if you have not as of yet subscribed, please subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Let's do that. 1,000 subscribers. We're really close, as you can see if you take a look. Not even gonna take that long to get to 1,000. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day. Akai out.